Hi, welcome to Arty Crafty Alchemy. Today I am sharing with you the Francheville Graphic Markers from Spotlight. I'm the Arty Crafty Alchemist. Let's get started. Originally I had planned to bring you the Flying Tiger Copenhagen markers first, but these are on sale at Spotlight, so I thought I would get this video out as fast as I could while they were still on sale for $10 a packet. They are bullet tip markers. There is 12 in a packet. Their shape is different to the Arty markers. There are no markings on the barrels whatsoever, so if you take both lids off, good luck working out what colour it is. The lids taper in a bit and they have little cloud-like things on them for grip. They come off fairly easily. They have a very broad chisel tip and a very big bullet tip that comes down to a somewhat small point. Lids snap on fairly easily and come off fairly easily compared to the Arty markers, for example. I am going to add some washi to each of my sets so I know which set they belong to. I'm not super fussed on this washi, so I don't mind repurposing it for some markers. It's just a cheap pack that I picked up for $1, so I'm going to wrap a colour around each set and then I'll come back. The markers are all washi taped up. I have a colour chart. I'm just going to use this scrap piece of paper underneath. I do not know how, but my daughter got spaghetti all over my ruler. And so as I was trying to rule up the first sheet, it got spaghetti sauce all over it. I'm going to start with the bright pack. I have put them in numerical order to make it easier. Because you know me, I will get them out of order if I don't have them in order. Some of the caps are harder to get off. It may just be the first time you pull the cap off, because now that I've taken it off, it's a lot easier. So that's as fine as the fine tip goes, and that was 6 Vivid Pink. Next is 11 Carmine, 23 Orange, 34 Yellow, 46 Vivid Green, 54 Viridian. That's a very juicy marker. 66 Baby Blue, 71 Cobalt Blue. We have a nice pretty rainbow happening. 81 Deep Violet, 87 Azalea Purple, 91 Natural Oak, and 120 Black. That was the bright pack. Next we'll go on to the pastel pack. 24 Marigold, 25 Salmon Pink. Doesn't look very salmony to me, but it does look like a skin tone. 26 Pastel Peach, 28 Fruit Pink, 35 Lemon Yellow, 59 Pale Green, 67 Pastel Blue, 68 Turquoise Blue, looks more like turquoise green to me, 77 Pale Blue, which is a very pretty pastel-y purple. Next is Pale Purple, which is a mauvey colour, Walnut, which has a green undertone, like an earthy green gold, Mignonette, which is 166, and that was the pastel colours. Next is the Sea Tones, which is a bit of an odd pack, but it's alright. I guess the earthy tones could be considered sand colours. 21 Terracotta, 24 Marigold, and then we jump to 91 Natural Oak, 98 Chestnut Brown, 103 Potato Brown, 182 Frost Blue. That's our palest colour so far. I would say followed by Fruit Pink. 348 it just says GY. So I guess some form of grey. It has a greenish undertone to it, or green something. Then we move on to the grey, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greys. I will say this is a good complement to the Arty markers, because the Arty markers does not have the WGO5 warm grey, and it doesn't go as high in the cool greys, I don't think. Warm grey 6. I will pull the Arty markers out in a minute so we can have a little compare. Warm grey 8. Cool grey 5. And cool grey 9. That is the current colour selection for the Francheville markers. I have a good selection of bright tones. They are a bit different to the markers I have swatched out on here, except for the greys, are the Arty markers, the Kmart markers, and the Daiso markers that I reviewed last week, the week before. I can see some fitting in nicely. That colour is close to that one, but it doesn't quite match in. It would make a nice blending colour possibly. The pink and the purple don't have any colour match. The Viridian is close to that colour, but maybe not as dark. 66 Baby Blue is close-ish, but again, not quite the same. Some of the colour numbers are the same, but I don't think the colours match as well. 23 Orange does not look like 23 Orange here, or orange. Actually, quite like that colour, the way it's dried down. It's very pretty. This colour again is not found. I think that would make a good blending with the ultramarine blue from Daiso. This yellow seems a bit more vibrant than any of these yellows here. Possibly this one is a match. But 35 yellow in the Arty markers is that one, and that is the closer match, which is 43. Now I know Mignonette is a colour in the Arty markers, I think it's 174. So Mignonette in this is this colour. The colour on the lid is this colour. So that's a big difference in colour. Mignonette in this colour is more closer to the walnut. 91 is yeah, but that looks closer to 98. And I do know that some of the cheaper markers have redone their colours and their colour names. So these are all probably made in China. Made in China. Made in China. The Arty markers are imported for Arty. The Francheville ones are imported for Spotlight. Francheville is a Spotlight brand. What I'll do is I'll start with the greys and I'll see which ones we have the same. I have warm grey 6, and on this piece of paper that has the spaghetti sauce on it, we'll do some comparison swatching. You can tell I'm not used to using the chisel end. Can't get a smooth lay down. This is FWG6. Okay, so there is a huge colour difference in those. I felt like the greys on the Francheville side were very light for their colour numbers, so that's not a big surprise to me. What about a 4? I feel a 4 is closer in tone when it dries, so I'm just going to let that dry. It's drying quite a bit lighter. Cool greys here only go up to a 7, so let's try cool grey 9, which feels very light when it dries, and cool grey 9 for Arty. Try warm grey 0.5 and Arty's warm grey 1. So there is a big difference in colour there. They are closer in colour, but the colour tone there is slightly different between them as well. So I don't think these are the same inks that are in the Arty markers, because there are variations in the hue. Let's pull up 23s. Even the end colours are different. How close is the end colour to the marker? That's actually pretty close. The yellow is way out, I feel. That's a more vibrant yellow on the end, and that's a different type of yellow. but still it's closer than that. Two 23s from Aldi, one from the first lot of markers that came out and one from the next lot that came out that had a triple pack. About a year later, but it's the same ones that they keep bringing out all the time now. Do have an issue with this marker. This one seems to have gone bad, so I don't know why. All my other markers are fine. I'm just going to have to lay down the colour with this side, and surprisingly it's closer to that colour. AG for Audi glasses. It's not quite as vibrant as that colour. I think that colour is super pretty compared to these two other oranges. I just don't know what is wrong. The chisel tip of that marker is making the edges darker as well, so I don't know what is wrong with that. Don't understand why that is happening, but it seems to be the only marker that it's happening on. I'm just going to check some of my other pale colours and they seem fine, so I guess maybe they changed the formula because there was something wrong with that one. Again, I'll grab 11 for a side by side. Well, I didn't realise my camera had shut off. Here I have blended pale green and mignonette, and while there is a subtle difference, there isn't much of a difference when you blend them. You can see that there is a colour difference. It does add a bit of shading. I tried to blend marigold and yellow and it just gives a hot mess. They do not blend together. Maybe I will try going from dark to light and see if that helps. See if that makes any difference. But their colour tone just seems to be different enough that they just don't like each other. Don't want to play nice. Terracotta and potato brown might work together. So far so good. We'll see how that goes. Love how pale that is. I don't even think there's a colour like that in Copics. So that would be a great addition even to a Copic set. Pastel blue and baby blue. This will be interesting. When you put them side by side, you can see the variation in colour a bit more. Just want to see if I can blend the vivid green out. I think I chose the wrong colour. I went with the wrong colour. I should have gone with mignonette. Okay, let's try this again. Pale green, mignonette, vivid green, mignonette, and pale green. So let's see how that looks when it dries. They dry down quite a bit different to when you put them on. You can't really see the colour shift until they're completely dry. It's going to take a minute to dry. The potato and the terracotta seem to have blended really well. I wonder how yellow and orange will go, because the yellow and marigold just did not work out. They don't want to be friends. I'll lay down the yellow first. Add some orange on the top. Back over with the yellow. And we'll see what happens. See if it washes out the orange. But so far it seems to be alright. So we'll see. I love, love, love the pale blue. I don't even think there's a pretty lavender like that in Copics. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. There may be one in Pro Markers. Which, even though I haven't done a review on Pro Markers, I love Pro Markers, just so you know. I have most of the Copics and most of the Pro Markers, and I will use them interchangeably. They work very well together. I don't have a lot of brush tips for the Pro Markers. I have mostly the bullet tips, but I love that you can add those super fine detail tips to them. It's perfect for hair. There's a big jump between these purples. That looks more like fuchsia. That looks more like pink. So their colour naming is a bit off for me. I mean, that is very obviously a pale purple, not a pale blue. I think they are a good mix of markers. Of course, for some of the colours you can do the tip to tip to blend between colours. I just wanted to see what they were like, and it seemed that they had firstly some skin tony type colours, which the Audi markers are sadly lacking. They only have this number 27, which looks like it would work with the salmon. So hang on, let's try 27 and salmon and see if we can get a nice transition. They look good on the caps, but whether that translates to markers, who knows? Okay, which one's the lighter? I would supposition that the salmon is lighter, so I'll lay down salmon, lay over the top some powder pink, and then blend it out, and we'll see how that dries, but it's looking good. So we have a nice couple of blending colours there that would work as skin tones. Obviously not as varied as the Copic range of skin tones, but way better than Arty in providing skin tones, because they only have the one pale skin tone, and then I don't think there are many dark browns, so you have this little grouping of colours that you could swing into skin tones, and that's about it. I don't know much about adding all the other colours in an artsy-fartsy manner. I'm just a flat Copic colourist, coming from a card making background, using my alcohol markers, so I'm fascinated watching people add all the different undertones and things like that and getting the great mixes of colours, but I can't do that. And for the most part, when I need skin tones, I'm just colouring little stamped images. $10 or $15, these are a good buy in my opinion. Yes, there are gaps. There are gaps in the Arty markers, but looking at that, if you take away the ones that have words for names, which are my Dizo markers, which are not that easy to get hold of, the Francheville markers fill in some gaps, could blend nicely with some of the colours. There's some colours like, as I said, 66 and 66 here look like they'll blend nicely. Same number, same name, different colour. Mignonette in this set is 174, whereas the mignonette in this set is 166. So again, different numbering system, different inks. It could be upgraded inks. It could be, they're different barrels, so they're quite likely made by different companies. Be interesting to see whether Arty brings out more graphic markers this year, if they're the same colours, if they finally bring out new colours, which would be great. A great way to cut out the range is if they actually changed their box sets instead of bringing out the same colours they've been bringing out for the last 2 to 3 years. I may not use these for my everyday crafting, but when I'm crafting with my friends, when my daughter is wanting to colour, she has a very heavy hand. Instead of letting her use my Copics, she can use these. They are perfectly fine for her to use. Some of the colours do blend nicely. I do wish there was more colours to blend in the range, but I think they're good value overall. I mean, $10 for 12 markers, $15 regularly, but less than $1 a marker right now in the Spotlight sale is good value in my book. Let me know what you think below of these colours. You have to forgive all the scribbling when I was crafting with some kids the other day and they were using this to try out colours and things. What do you think of the colours? If you didn't have markers, would you purchase them? My Copic bag is a bit hard to get out at the moment, or I'd pull a Copic colour chart, because I am really interested to see these colours side by side with Copics and compare colour by colour which ones we have, which ones we don't. Some of them look a bit unfamiliar to me, like this beautiful purple. I'm in love with that purple, that's gorgeous. I'm not sure if there's a green as vivid as that, and that orange is really nice. It will be interesting to see when I can get to my Copics whether there are comparable colours or not. I hope this look at the Francheville Graphic Markers is useful to you. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to see more content like this, and hit the bell notification to know when new videos come out. My website and my social media are linked below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. If I remember, hopefully I do, I will link to the Spotlight link for these markers in case you're interested. It is not an affiliate link, it is just a straight link to the website. See you all next time. Bye for now.